nearing the console. Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
Ars Maximus, please. I'm sorry, is this guy like... Hey guys, if you don't know how to hack, leave it to someone to hack and they themselves aren't hacking? Hey guys, if you don't know how to hack, leave somebody who knows how to hack. By the way, I'm gonna stay behind at the start of the mission and not do anything. Oh boy, man. Oh boy. Oh boy. And then they waited 1 minute to reach to the extraction point. What the fuck were they doing? What is this? D, you just made us go through a tunnel for absolutely no reason? Yeah, where are the enemies? Of course, spawn over there. Why not? Oh, we can't leave the circle! What do you mean invalid launch point? You're... D? The mission is garbage, yeah, I agree, man. D honestly has a mastery of like designing the worst missions ever in Eidolons. Fun fact, 9% of the Eidolons have the drone fight. Complete with 2 minutes remaining. Remember that, okay? Why D? Why? Why is this even a thing? D would rather mess around with Valkyr than fix bugs in the game. I just love that. Honestly, it's a miracle that Warframe survived up till today, honestly.
We need to break in and take what's inside. Move to the waypoint to accept this mission.
Were you guys all... I'm sorry, they're stuck here? Oh my god.
If they destroy the console...
This is literally 90% of Warframe's content in Plains of Eidolon. You either need to waste time waiting for this or the drone. A simple mission ends up taking forever.
Very good. You descend and return.
Not the blueprint, woman.
So many connection. It is a difficult place to navigate with only one eye open.
I hate this system so much. Are we extracting? Are we going directly for next one? Who's host? Who's host so we don't have problems? Opala? Alright. What are you doing? Are you starting or... Okay. Oh, right. Okay. No, wait. Okay. In that case...
There is so much to be done here on Deimos.
I'm a Spinoza guard, yeah. Oh no, wait. I think these are the bad missions.
Uncompromising.
I think they take longer.
That got rid of some of the mists, but there must be others. Recharge the thingy and find another fisher.
Recharge the thingy. Don't talk about your mom like that. Oh right, they did this thing where it disappeared. Yeah, man, these missions are actually worse than the standard ones. Where? Dear, what do you mean? Oh my god! In case you don't know, your average newbie player is gonna assume it's just like highlighting the area around here, and the game just bugged out. You guys would rather spend time with Valkyr than actually fixing bugs?
I will maintain a link with the containment unit, so we will be forewarned of any future research.
I'm gonna forewarn my ass here. Why is this mission so long?
Infestation activity has dropped to virtually 0. A speedy resolution.
Awesome! You got them all!
12 minutes. This mission takes... Excuse me? Yeah? Okay, this mission takes 12 minutes. I guess more like 10 if you know what you're doing. Let's see the mother. The mother from the thing. How long is that one gonna take?
Deepest and darkest secrets.
Okay,
Find
let's
a way
slow
to
to
get
808.
inside, and the Necroloid will guide you
What are you,
through.
Fallout?
See what's happening down there.
Mr.
Tell
Saint,
me
yeah,
what
read
he
Daughter
has been up
Saint,
to.
man. Okay. Yeah, any day, D. Any day I want to load the level. Okay. This is kind of unfortunate because I... Easy? Hi, can you get out of the way? Thank you. Okay, let's add a minute here. So it's like 2 minutes currently in this level. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take slightly longer. Honestly, don't know if that one is faster. You guys don't do it right. Why are you hesitating? Why are you hesitating?
Error. 2 attempts left. Error. 1 attempt left.
I literally don't see.
I do not know what riches you may find, if any, but you will certainly discover some small measure of wisdom locked away down here.
6 minutes.
Very good.
I'm sorry, did I get the rarer part? I got the rarer part, man. Also, this is much faster. This is 6 minutes. If we had 2 minutes in total, it's 8 minutes maybe versus the 12 with the other mission. I don't know why the mother's mission takes so long, but they do. Hey D, did you ever think about teaching people that they can use the map to teleport, or was that too much effort for you guys and still messing around with Valkyr? Did I ever get shit for the... No, I didn't get shit. I did get shit, but I didn't get that much shit about the arcane vaults or whatever. Because it turns out I'm right. It turns out the community call them arcane vaults when they're isolation vaults and all that bullshit. It turns out it's absolutely hilarious because I was right. Apparently that also confuses new players. It turns out all those guides on YouTube are wrong because, like, what the fuck, man? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, I can wait 10 minutes. God Harrow. Hydroid, Loki. Organ, Hate. So many Hesper handles. I can't handle it. Javlocks. Recon. Did that person go to sleep? What just happened? Yo, homie. You sleeping or what? Ho push or what? You sleeping? You sleeping? I need to go farming for dogs. Can I go in a mission or do I need to wait? Hey, midnight. The one part I hate about video games where you can trade in is this. You have to wait around. You know, people can shit talk Blizzard for the auction house. The auction house is good. It's just like, you know, when it came out, it was limited to credit cards. The best barbarian build was the one that was dual-wielding credit cards, moms and dads. Yeah, I'm gonna die of old age here, man. Life is short. I wanna play something known as a video game. Can I do that or no? I don't even have Kuva to roll my thing. So, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, man. I wish people had the same decency as me. You know what I mean? I wish people had the same decency as me. I wish they'll just say they're in a mission. I like to imagine that person that I just DM. I like to imagine right now they're trying to sell, well, not even sell, they're in new war and they're like, hey, wait 10 minutes, I'm gonna be here for the next 3 hours waiting for that. Okay, that person better not message me right now. I'm gonna go hunting for dogs. I need a Crescent Vulpina. Hold on, let me Google this. Crescent... it doesn't show? Oh, okay, there. Where is it? Crescent Volpe. Hold on, the wiki is not telling me where this guy is. Crescent Volpe, yeah, where is it? Okay, they appear during the Vom period. Not the Edo period, the Vom period. Are we in Vom? D, please. I hate this map so much. What time period are we in? Are we fasting in 4 minutes? Or are we in VOM currently? D, please act normally for once in your lives. Go to sleep. I will save you, you idiot. What do you mean a bad capture? It's not my fault the game is like you have to find dead animals and capture them. D, I'm literally not aiming over there. You animal, like you're literally an animal. I don't know where you found this animal from, but you're definitely one of them.
Close, very, very close. Tell me, do you see a trail?
I mean, I have to, I guess. How is this a feature in the game, man? No.
You've chosen the incorrect lure.
Homie, shut the fuck up. I know I chose the wrong person to play with.
Ah, the sly Vulpaphyla. The most common variety, but still an invaluable addition to our menagerie.
Menagerie.
Made it to adulthood.
Good that he made to adulthood, I don't care, man. Follow tracks, yeah, where are the tracks, man? How did they decide this is a gameplay element for this game? D, have you ever heard about Ebola? You guys created it with this game, honestly, sometimes. D, you suck, man, honestly. You guys honestly, like, suck so hard sometimes with this stupid gameplay.
You have to hold the note for it to work.
I'm gonna hold your dick in your face, how about that?
The quarry approached. The noble hunter raised their weapon, and with one shot, they... Forget it, it's lost. Back to the drawing board.
How is it? D, honestly, D, go and suck the biggest moose dick you've ever seen in your lives. Honestly, this stupid dog chasing mechanic. Where do you find the dogs? You find them out there, but the wikis are complete trash. The wikis literally, up till today, about a year ago, I called this, nobody updates the wikis. The wikis literally don't say where they spawn. If you go on the wiki right now, it literally doesn't say where they spawn. That's not a joke. Apparently the crescent spawns during VOM, but I saw it like in a Reddit thread. And I don't know if that's correct. Crescents apparently spawn only during VOM. But where is that information? It's not here. Does the sun have it? Yeah, where's the information?
Is bearable.
The wiki doesn't have the information. A Reddit thread says it spawns in VOM. So which one is it? Dude, it's been a year and nobody updated the wiki. Void Cascade? No, Void Cascade! Okay, man, wow, D, today, honestly, out of all the days. What, I'm tilting! What the? Dude, you can literally just check the wiki right now. It doesn't say the other guy spawns in VOM, so I don't know who to trust. It's been 360 days and nobody fixed the wiki. It's been 360 days and nobody fixed the wiki. Come on. You know, the smart thing for me would be not to do this at all. It'll be the smart thing to teach the a lesson. So they learn their place. Police. D. Where's Fox Poop?
This will arrest the spread of the infestation for now. Bring the stricken beast to me, and we can discuss how to proceed. This one's an adult.
D, there's a new bug. The thing that you last select doesn't stand still.
So do all its little parasites.
You're a parasite. D, the thing doesn't stick when you buy the thing for it. D, just make it a straight line, man.
So let's not choke. Ah, the sly Vulpaphyla. The most common variety, but still an invaluable addition to our menagerie.
Where? Stupid animal, you're mine. I just need to capture some stupid dogs and cats, and the game is like, no. And then you go to the wiki, and the wiki has no information. life is short, you know? Short is very short. Pleasure doing a business with me. No, seriously, no, it isn't. Trust me, it isn't, buddy boy. It isn't. Not even close. Every day I cry that I do business with people.
That's the way. Break it down, body and soul.
Give me!
Hey, don't let success go to your head.
Don't worry, it won't. Who activated the child over there? Please be this one. Please be this one, please. They're attacking the Eternal Relic for some reason.
So Denver, hit them first.
Jeez, I'm gonna hit you, man. What's your problem? Attack the thing, man. Am I bleeding? You know, I should use this to time how long this Exolizer takes. I'm going to use my Zenruki thing to calculate how long this is. Should be a minute, right? Okay, it should finish now. Yep.
They're throwing more losers at you.
Oh, actually, let me calculate how long it takes me to get there on average. Okay, about 15 seconds. Oh yeah, but like me moving towards the next point doesn't matter because like it could also be this one again. I mean, I can start moving to see. Oh right, when it's Angel turn I can actually cut down some time here by 15 seconds. I wish they would guarantee for the thing to go like AB, you know, but I guess D's work is too hard in life. Yeah.
Now it'll stay. You gotta wonder what possessed these
Is that
dudes
seriously what you
thinking they
rolled
can gain
in
mastery
Trati
of the
Tingy?
board.
No, I think I'm on round 4 still, right? Yeah, okay, I'm still on round.
No marks incoming.
Never mind, I panicked there for a second. I thought it just gave me like a B reward or something.
Angel's trying to retreat into the void.
Oh my god, that was so close.
Follow it and stop. That's the way. Break it down, body and soul.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Rest for a fresh wave.
Don't die today, man, due to diseases! Oh my god, I became lightheaded! Holy shit! How long did it take? 20 minutes, man! 20 minutes for a fucking blade! Shit, baby Jesus, man! Holy shit! And I need to craft it. Okay, D, you could at least give the blade, like, fully prepared, man. Go and suck my ass, man, honestly. Here's the Hisper stuff! By the way, you need to craft it as well. Dude, just give the blade fully prepared. What's your problem? What's your damage? Oh my god, yes, it is. Holy shit, a miracle happened today. Too bad I didn't get a dog, huh? Void Cascade? No Void Cascade. Okay. Well, I guess try my luck over here. You know, actually, would this be easier? If I just put the decoy down and all the enemies come over here and then I just kill them. Okay, this is much easier. I'm very surprised Fireball Frenzy is equivalent to Roar. Oh no. I made a huge mistake. See, I made a huge mistake there. Wait, does this disable the enemy's AI? Oh my god, it disables their AI, so they're always trying to get over there. You've never seen someone this lazy? Oh, trust me, I can get lazier than this. This is like medium lazy for me. Yeah, this actually might help me with the shitty Grenier maps later on. The one where a lot of people lose efficiency unless they're playing as Serene. Because I'm guiding the Grenier towards this area. Ah, see, there's something to this game occasionally, some strategy. And then occasionally the enemies get stuck because they're so fucking stupid, and D is like, we gotta mess around with Valkyrie instead of fixing the game. Okay, D, can you also fix the AI? What are these enemies doing? Wow, this is so much easier. You know, Jade Light suck donkey balls, man. The biggest donkey balls I've ever seen in my life. They're like, hello, how you doing? And I'm like, get away from me. Donkey balls. Wow, this is very effective, man. I'm gonna play Valkyrie the same way. You know, it'd be really funny if literally Valkyrie's rework makes her into a Warframe that needs a dummy. Like, you need a tank to, you know, get her. Like a distraction, and then she can go behind enemies and absolutely destroy them. It'd be so funny if that's how she ends up being played. Why is the green AI so stupid? No, seriously, why is it that stupid? Although this is helping out a lot, mind you. Wow, this is really helping me out. Yeah.
Hunter, you are running
Don't
out
hunt
of
me,
time.
I hunt you, old
Into
man.
the data conduit.
I'm gonna... Oh, thank you, Midnight, for saving me. There's something on my ass. I should see the Kuba. Would it make a difference if you're going to... what do you call it? Survival? Well, not survival. Yeah, actually survival. Would make a difference? Because I ran the math, it's something like... you can get about like 500, 600 Kuba every 5 minutes. And basically the drop rate for Vitas is maybe one every 5 minutes.
Harvesting Kuba nearby.
How much do I have? 600 right now. 1 Vitas equals to 400 Kuba approximately in terms of value. So make with that information what you will in terms of drop rate and stuff. So that makes it what?
If you need it.
You know, actually... I can defend the harvester from one side and my decoy can take care of the other. No!
Look what our Tenno operative just found.
You...
Could not do this without you.
Oh, did it finish or did it break?
Support on the way. A harvester has
Okay, I
finished.
find this really
Collect
boring to
Kuba.
do, so let me just extract.
Their life support capsule.
Wow, this hit damage is ridiculous. Okay, 1,400 Kuba about every 10 minutes. So, if we run the math, 1,400 Kuba every 10 minutes. I don't know if the one at the end blew up or something, I'm not sure what happened, but okay, that's approximately what it is. I think on non-steel pad you get 100. I'm not sure, I don't remember. But okay, on steel pad you get 1,400 every 10 minutes. With Vitas, if you're soloing or you're not in a formal party, you get about 30 Vitas in an hour. Like basically every 2 minutes you get 1 Vitas. 1 Vitas is 400. Because it's every 5 minutes, remember that, it's every 5 minutes you get one Vitas. If you get lucky and you can get at least 3 Vitas in 5 minutes, which is very rare if you're soloing it, it's almost impossible, you can get more Kuba than this. But you need at least 3 Vitas plus the one at the 5 minutes to make it 400, 800, 1200, 1600 basically. Because otherwise, like, you know, like this in 10 minutes, you got this in 10 minutes. That one would need like 5 minutes, if you're lucky. I mean, as I mentioned yesterday, the Kuva thing is like so bad with the ribbons. I don't think they justify their cost. I think they should also multiply the cost of the Kuva by the ribbon disposition. My math is wrong, is it? Because remember, I'm talking about solo. The problem is like in multiplayer. Yesterday I got a good team. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. I got a good team by mistake at the end and it wasn't full party. With a full party you could definitely get more, so arbitration would be worth it even in a standard party, but for some reason a lot of people are using Hydroid. Hydroid actually does not contribute to the arbitrations. Honestly, I can't even blame people for that, because I'm pretty sure there's a stupid guide out there by some streamer. The same people when you Google, hey, how do you play Ogress and one-shot Kuva, oh my god, not the Kuva, what do you call them? How do you one-shot the tracks? How do you one-shot a Trax in Void Cascade with an Ogress? Or how do you play Serene with an Ogress and then you see a video by somebody who one-shots it by using the Leap Slam build while the Ash is making them invisible, and then they show one-shotting a Trax in like kid mode. And I'm like, dude, that's literally not what I googled, okay? And by the way, they have a VOD of that them one-shotting the Trax as a kid from like 10 years ago. You know, like that one guy that peaked in high school. I'm like, dude, that's your achievement? Even I can do that. That's not impressive, man. If I can do something, it's not impressive, honestly. I also think the Riven Disposition should multiply by the Kuva cost. If they wants to cap the Kuva at like 3,500, that's fine, but the 3,500 should be multiplied by the Riven Disposition, 100%. This means on an Epitaph, each roll should be 1,500 Kuva. I know it doesn't make any sense, but that's what I believe. Can I finally show the map today? Okay, okay, let me just finish this. I didn't get anything, okay. Cool, man. See if I care, By the way, I love how the bows, all these weapons, like the bows and stuff, have so much to do with the Praetos because of that like +5 initial combo every time you pick up ammo, so I'm constantly picking up ammo. 32 seconds, dude. What do you mean 32 seconds? Okay. I might as well talk about... Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me just... I actually want to do this for a long time, just rant about Riven mods and their market value and all that kind of stuff. I need to open up a few pages, so hold on. The reason I absolutely lose it with Rivens is because Rivens are not worth anything. And I have no idea where people are sometimes getting this idea from. If we go here on the contract and we try searching for Brahma Rivens, which I did, because I didn't get the chance of rolling it and stuff. Let's run the math here for a second. Descending prices, okay. Yeah, this is the definition of somebody that's rigging the market. This is definition, man. This is definition. Okay, let's go on dark sales at the very least so we can get straight prices, so to speak. When it comes to the market of Riven mods, we have to look over here. This site is not updated 100%. Because I think the Brahma, I'm not gonna find it here. I think it's like under here. So the cover from my Brahma, I think it got updated to it's 0.65, I think, or it's 6, I don't remember. But the thing is, I don't see a difference in terms of increasing the thing. So I'm not sure what's happening here, but okay, whatever. The thing is, at 0.6, if we run the numbers, let's say you want to get the, you know, the triple variety, of course, that's going to be more damage overall. Whatever, multi-shot damage, yada yada yada, the usual. Again, this site is not fully updated, but you know, you can use it to gauge the idea of what you're looking at. Okay, so the unfortunate part, like, you can't multi-create mods to test them out very quickly, so it's going to take some manual labor right now. But the thing is, you know, like, you can do all this stuff. Once again, this is, by the way, this is the only good site out there to damage calculate in Warframe, because in Overframe is a complete disaster. Overframe, like yesterday I was trying out some math and it completely gave me the wrong math. Overframe cannot calculate certain DPS status values correctly. Like, for example, I'm just gonna show this in a second. It's not good anymore. The site is really not good, you know, like, you can't already put can you put the things on the Warframes by any chance? The crystals? You can't put the crystals. Certain mods are lacking information, you know, they have like question marks. It's a mess. But if we go here and we use the Epitaph Prime as an example, it doesn't calculate the other damage types, only charge shot. I don't know why the producers, sorry, not producers. I don't know why the developers of this site, the authors, they think this is all a person is gonna do, just charge shot. This is not important information. You're not talking about priming the enemy. So ironically enough, they're lacking 2 sources of main DPS on the thing, on the Epitaph. And fun fact, there'll be very good chances, depending on how you build your Warframe and stuff like this, and conditionals here, that the Epitaph will actually do more damage on a direct hit with the explosion, plus the status, plus the direct hit. This one over here. Sorry, this is not the Epitaph, so that's gonna be a little bit of a problem here, unfortunately. Actually, you know what? Might as well go with the Epitaph. Why not? You know, it doesn't have the uncharged direct hit plus the uncharged AoE. Like, this synergizes into this. You know, you might be like, oh, this is a bigger number, so this makes sense, but, you know, not everybody wants that. And sometimes, within 2 seconds, these two are doing more damage than the charged shot. Overframe at this point is completely useless. You might as well not bother with it at all, because ironically enough on this site, guess what? On damage Warframe, you can also put in crystals. Okay? And fun fact, you can put in Fireball Frenzy to calculate your actual DPS with an Ember. I love how every few years a new site comes out and then it dies off, but okay, whatever. So I guess I'm gonna take the Epitaph right now instead. I was gonna take the Brahma, that's unfortunate. So, Epitaph. Okay. Okay, this person thinks they have the best mod here. It isn't, it's actually one of the lower tier ones. Just want to point that out. So, basically, every... what do you call it? Okay, let's do the math here. I got about 1,400 Kuva every 10 minutes on the survival. The math now is... okay, okay, I can't spell as well, okay, don't bother. 400 Kuva, okay, so 400 Kuva every 5 minutes. This is for Arby's, not the burger joint, that's a whole different story. If we're gonna math this totally within 1 hour, I mean, I guess I'm gonna use a calculator so I don't make any mistakes. 1,400 multiplied by 6. 8,400. So this was actually worse than I thought. 8,400 Kuva every 1 hour. 3,000, yeah, two rolls on average. 12 here, god, lots of pages open all over the place, multiplied by 12, 4,800 in 1 hour. This is equal to 1 roll. Basically, you need about plus 12, I forgot what they called, RB medals? Another one of these. Another 4,800. So 4,800 multiplied by 2 is 9,600 in 1 hour, assuming that's when they drop. This is equal to 3,500, 3,500, 7,000. This is about 3 rolls, right? 3 rolls. So far, okay, like you're gonna spend 1 hour for 3 rolls on a ribbon. This isn't the problem, okay? It's not about farming strategy or anything like that, even though I think it's all bullshit. It honestly doesn't matter. You know, in 2 hours, if we do 8,400 multiplied by 2. Wow, 4 point... wow, man. Wow, honestly, this sucks donkey balls, man. This really sucks donkey balls. Okay. Yeah, let me give space, you guys, space here. Okay, you're gonna do this. Within 1 hour, there's gonna be 3 rolls. Okay. Assuming we go for another 2 hours. I don't know why I did this, honestly. Okay, right, because it's a rollover period. Right, I forgot about that. I don't know what math to use here to average this, because, you know, this whole different situation. Let's say you go for 2 hours, and you get 12 medals. You know, like, let's say it's guaranteed to get 12 medals. You go for, like, 2 hours at the very least, so multiply it by 2. 19,200, 2 hour. You divided by 3,500, about 5.4. So far, this is what you get. It seems like you aren't really exponentially getting that much build up over time. It's gonna take you at least like the entire day to really get any, like, you know, one, like not even one extra roll, like a considerable amount of roll. Oh my god, right, I forgot this page. Hold on, where is it? My favorite page ever, percentages. You know, if we're gonna look at the percentage in terms of, where is it? Rolls? Let's take the 1 hour rolls or something? I don't know. Should take the 1 hour rolls, at least they're guaranteed. We know what we're working with here. Instead of the 2 hour rolls, I don't know. The 3, I guess? We're gonna be generous here and give it a 3. 40% difference, I guess? If we're gonna go for the 4.8 versus the 5.4, right? That's what it was? Yeah? Remember, this percentage difference is not percentage change. Percentage change is gonna be more like 4.8 versus 5.4. it's on average, it seems like overall you're getting 10% more rolls, if that makes sense, with your average team. If you're not meta farming, again, it's debatable if it's your thing. It's debatable. Maybe doing every 10 minutes, you know, getting out of the mission and replaying another 10 minutes in survival. At least you have that instead of the arbitrations where you're stuck in the level. Again, this is because, you know, of the 3,500 cost on the Kuva thing. Here's the thing. This is not about the farming strategy. It's simply that, in best case scenario, assuming you are getting lucky with your drops, you're not meta farming and stuff like that, you're not min-maxing, you get about 5 rolls on your Riven, which is very close to this, but that's a whole different story. Now, here's the thing. If we go to the Epitaph market, we have critical chance, which pretty much on most secondary weapons nowadays is dead. We have multi-shot, which is 74%. Decent, but honestly, it's trash. And we have critical damage, which for weapons like the Epitaph doesn't do anything, because people seem to forget one very important thing about the Epitaph. The critical multiplier is below 1.8 for the uncharged hit. The critical multiplier for the AoE does scale, hidden scaling, by the way. It's like weird, like it scales but it doesn't show. At least that's the consensus. You're gonna add what over here? Like, I don't understand. Like, come and spit in my butthole and tell to me what you're adding over here with your, where is it? 50% critical damage. You're not adding anything. Like, no, seriously, you're not adding anything. Over here you have the multiplier. It's what, like, it's less than, like, you know, because crit is scalar, like linear. Like, for example, if you have a crit multiplier of 2, like most weapons, 50% crit increase, you know, it's like 50 plus 50 is 100. Like it's linear. There is nothing special about it. It's linear. You can run the math as many times you want. It's very linear. Critical damage scales based upon your critical multiplier 1-to-1. There is nothing mystical special about it. If you have a critical increase of 120 out of a 2, you know, it's adding the 120%. It's very simple math. Like it's very simple. There's nothing mystical about it. But people, for some reason, will randomly choose critical damage on a weapon that has... it's not doing much. And if the Epitaph Ribbon mod, which is the standard Epitaph, which I think Epitaph Prime also is currently, the critical damage highest it would go on a 3 is going to be 51. Is it a 51? It's not even... yeah, it's very close. It's 51, you might as well say. You have 3, 50, 50, 150. That is the same story as Hammer Shot. Because Hammer Shot, I don't know how many people noticed this, but 60 is 120, it's less than a serration. It's literally less than a serration. Its performance is actually less than a serration. You want to get it for the status chance, that's fine, but it's actually less than a serration. This mod is actually less damage than a serration if you're not taking advantage of the status chance. Which is fine, you can do whatever you want, but because the Brahma, for example, in this case, has a multiplier of only 2. Is it 2? Yeah, I think it is. In my case, it does more damage because of the status chance, because I'm going full heat. That's the reason. If I was gonna go with viral, it would actually make it less damage, and then I'll need to stick in serration or even hammer shot. Sorry, not hammer shot, what's it? The other... heavy caliber, the other mod, but okay, whatever. The thing is, you're rolling 3,500 Kuva for mods that do nothing. Especially in the case of the Epitaph. If we go over here, 90% does absolutely nothing. I mean, yeah, someone out there is going to be like, well, adding 90% means you have a 100% critical chance. Yeah, I guess. It doesn't do anything for this, it doesn't multiply anything for this, and rate does much better. I know these are most likely outdated mods, but they're not providing anything for your weapon. They're not. Okay, like, this is going to reset much faster. The charge shot won't matter because you're not going to be resetting it, but it's a waste of space. Or should I say it's a waste of, like, the rim mod thingy here. Multi-shot is debatable. Because multi-shot, once you have galvanized diffusion, it adds 3. The total multi-shot comes out to 3.3. I don't know what this is gonna add to the thing. I keep on saying this. If we go here and we add multi-shot and we do just 74 and we see what it is, and we come back here and we ribbon it up. So far so good, so far so good. Now, like, we're gonna look at the average here. The average here is about 1,300. We're gonna be using small numbers for now. We go here, and let's say we do damage. The damage should be averaging about... Assuming I can find the damage here. Damage, okay, we found damage. It's that high. It's pretty high, honestly, all things considered. I moved multi-shot and I stuck the base damage in it. What was it previously? This is right now 2200. If we go to multi-shot, which was 74 something, yeah, I think, it's 1300. The base damage alone doubled it, because you're multiplying the damage per each bullet. Multi-shot is not doing anything. But let's say I'm very, very stupid, so I go back in here, and one of the highest weapons apparently is the Kraken. Remember, I'm picking up the best numbers possible. I'm picking up the most, highest quality numbers, and the Epitaph, it's gonna take years for to make the Epitaph do this much multi-shot, which is never gonna happen. I'm gonna die of an old age by the time that happens, but okay. The Epitaph at 188% more multi-shot doesn't even break a damage mod, because the galvanized mods, because of the way they work, absolutely strangled them. Again, it's very simple. You do 4 shot or 4 times the number of that damage increase. 3 times. 3 times damage increase, or it becomes 4 shot of the base damage. Now, of course, smart people out there are going to be like, okay, what happens if you add, you're being such an asshole here, dude, you're just doing this and you're just doing that. Where's crit? Okay, crit. Yeah, there. Okay, we're viral? Yeah, we're viral. Well, I leave one slot open because, it takes, any damage mod you want. Average here, and I know what someone out there is going to be like. They're going to be like, what about status? But here's the thing. If you have 3 bullets, and you multiply them by... Okay, let's say you have base, right? You have 3 shots. With the Riven, I'm gonna use R over here. So it's obvious that I'm talking about the Riven here. This times 200 because we increased base damage or something like that. This times 100. The math is not that hard to do, honestly. Again, I don't blame people, just play the game, who are students, who are doctors, who are construction workers, who are plumbers, who are nurses, who are, college students, university students, secondary students. I don't blame any of these, but all those content creators out there, they can suck the biggest dick they ever find that is unwashed and unclean, assuming that's not their fetish, because they absolutely fucking suck at math. This becomes 600, and remember, I'm being generous, it's more like 3.3, the average. This becomes 600, this becomes 400. Now, of course, these are low numbers. If we go back over here, we have 188% multi-shot, it becomes 5. Now, smart people out there already notice this. It's only 5. It's only 5. It's only 5. Even the highest one, it's only 5. I don't know what to say over here, because if we go here, 5 times 100 equals to 500. It doesn't beat a basic damage roll on a basic Riven mod that is low. Even the highest multi-shot doesn't beat it. But wait a minute, you might say. What about the chances of rolling a status and all that kind of stuff, If we go to complex, MS... I can't type, man. Did I leave double space? Okay, no, it's dommage. Okay, dommage. If we do all that math, my question is why? Because we're already calculating, you're already calculating all the damage here, right? I'm gonna assume people aren't stupid enough to assume that we're calculating the base damage. We're gonna be calculating all the damage. For example, I could break it right down here and be like, okay, we're doing 150 damage over here, plus we're doing 50 status damage. Viral heat stacks, blah blah blah. This is what it amounts to the total. Why exactly are we debating here that multi-shot is doing something different when we're already calculating all the base damage? If you use calculators like this site, you can already see this. Look at this. 346 base damage is a free merciless. This is a free merciless. And even the lowest one is double of this. If we go over here and we do this, it's just damage, the base damage that, every single genius mathematician, Warframe content creator out there that doesn't know how to play Valkyr does. Dude, look at the damage we just got out of this. What is the base? What is the base here right now? 222. It's in the thousands, but what was this? 188, right? This is barely breaking the 100,000. this is barely breaking the 100,000. And this is just the damage. If we're gonna go for damage, how much damage do we need to catch up to, like, for a multi-shot, for a perfectly rolled multi-shot? Dude, the loss value, basically a level 0 Riven mod, a level 5 Riven mod, sorry, not level 5, a Riven 0.55, a 55 Riven's damage outscales multi-shot completely. Why? Because of the galvanized. And here's my question, who's not gonna be using this? It's so strong. I'm not gonna say it's broken because of the way enemies scale and stuff like that later, but this is so much stronger. This does so much work. Galvanized mods strangled and broke Riven mods. People on Reddit will sometimes be like, well, if D changes too much Riven mods and make them easier to roll or more fun, it's gonna, like, ruin the market. You guys, like, dear Redditors, you guys are stupid. No offense, you're stupid. I mean, I guess offense meant, but you guys, honestly, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing. D already killed the Riven market with galvanized mods. No galvanized mod is gonna, like, it's not gonna struggle against the Riven. The Rivens are gonna die under the galvanized mods. The irony here is, because of that, and because it can triple roll, all the basic mods that increase damage, status, and stuff like that are the ones that come back on the menu, ironically enough. That's the funny part. The basic stuff that people have been making fun of for years, and they're like, don't take base damage, it's less damage, it's less this, it's less that. Guess what? It's back on the menu. All those basic stuff that people make fun of simply work. Now, however, here's the thing. When it comes to the Kuba roll, I guess I finally got to the point. When it comes to the Riven mods and the roll of them, honestly, it's like 3,500, but it's basically struggling. Like, for example, in the case of this, the Epitaph, you can put in Augur or the Elementalist. Right now I'm just gonna put this, just to increase the damage, because I just wanna fully slot it out. Just, you get removed, please. I don't want you to in the equation. Okay, we have all this going on. When it comes to a Riven mod, with the Epitaph, this is where I'm gonna complain about the market, strangely enough. Let's take the serious one. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that, I don't know. I don't know who could be serious here in terms of selling their Epitaph. I have no fucking idea, but you know, let's go with a 10,000. We're gonna take one without crit chance. Sorry, my bad, where's the one without crit chance? Because at least crit chance is modern rolls, not old ones. Okay, people are doing Toxin, Cold, and Multi-Shot? Yeah, crit. So damage is first, critical damage is next. Okay, critical damage and multi-shot are very close, but I think multi-shot is even less right now. Okay, so multi-shot is the second, crit damage is the lowest. And we're gonna go with damage being the highest, because, you know, nothing's gonna beat damage in this case. Plus the multipliers is the whole thing. I know someone out there is gonna be like, what about this? This sword is strong. Like 2 billion out of 2 billion? What do you want exactly? I don't understand. You know, we're looking at the worst case scenario. If those become strong, then this becomes strong. There's like no debate about it. Okay, so we have critical damage here. This is, they're doing that thing where they add, you're basically gonna go with this and an extra damage state. You might want to replace Augur, but the irony here is, if you're gonna replace Augur, and here's the funny part, you might as well go with Galvanized Shot. You might lose some uncharged AoE damage, but the on-hit damage becomes almost 400,000. If we go with status, we also have Pistol Elementalist, which, again, gives a decent boost. We have Augur, which again is a decent boost. By the way, they're very similar in terms of overall performance, give or take. Your Magnum Force, if you want to be a psychopath, it's really not that much damage compared to Augur. I think Augur is better because you can at least shield gate with it. Is there anything else that you could add here? Someone is going to be like, what about, what do you call it? Where is it? By the way, the crits over here reduce damage overall, because the base damage on the Epitaph is low. So actually subtracting damage basically makes it do almost no damage, ironically enough. Little Torrent, it tries to keep up, but remember, the site is calculating the fire rate, which the Epitaph doesn't need. Just having your pet have the 60% mod is good enough. And everybody uses it nowadays, so like just getting the fire rate honestly is not worth it. You can do a Riven here, where you subtract the fire rate, and you'll see that 6% multi-shot really is not doing anything. In fact, you even lose damage. Right, Hornet Strike. Oh my god, my bad. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. If you go with Hornet Strike, the amount of damage you do just considerably increases. It's actually like gigantic. The thing is, if you want to remove this, I don't know, let's look just for damage for now. You know, something with damage. What can we get? Forget about critical chance. Okay, we have this. I think the closest thing to the idea of what I'm trying to say. Critical damage. Someone's gonna be like, hey, you're choosing low critical damage, that's unfair. And I'm like, well, you're not gonna get perfect rolls, man, give it up. Multi-shot 69, healer's number. 18. Remember, we chose like the perfect roll. Okay, the closest thing to a perfect roll we have. And we totaled an extra 30,000 damage. If we're lucky. Out of Hornet Strike, from Hornet Strike. Sorry, my bad, more like 20,000. Between 20 and 30,000. We're looking at min-maxing our build for an extra 20 to 30,000, which if we use a percentage calculator, and we go to my favorite one, the brutal percentage calculator, to see how shit it is, we go from 15 to 18. The percentage difference here is 18%. It's less than 20 or even 25. You're not even getting a quarter of the damage. But how much does this cost? 2,500. Should I run the math here? How much is a Hornet Strike? Hornet Strike. Minimum, where is it? Max rank. Max rank is about, you can get for 70, 80. Okay? We have 2,500. You're paying 200. Here's the thing. This is not a joke. I discovered the average of just increasing your weapon with the Riven mod by a couple percent. Like 10%, maybe 20 if you're lucky. It's like 200% on average. You're paying 200% more difference. If we go to the percentage change, which by the way, people already are about to blow their eye sockets out because dude, 3,000, and this is an actual Riven that adds damage to the weapon, to the epitaph by like 18%, just an 18% damage increase. You're paying almost a $3,000 premium on it. If we go with the shitty mods that actually reduce damage, they reduce damage 10,000. What the fuck are you guys doing? People are they're not paying. Because if you look at these mods, if we go over here, some of these mods have been, okay, don't lie, man, don't lie. By the way, half of these people remove the mods and put them back on. I've seen these mods on forever. Some of these mods have been online for at least several years. No, don't lie, man, don't lie. It's not 7 days, it's not 7 days. Because Warframe Market, after about, I think a week or 9 days, they unlist your item if you don't log on. So some people, what they do is they keep on relisting the mod. That's their thing. They absolutely love doing this. And if you go over here to Riven Market, the old outdated site, you'll actually see their same username and their same mod that has been online for at least 4 years or 5. Not in case of the Epitaph, because the Epitaph came out in 2024. 90% of the time when it comes to the Riven Market, with low disposition Riven mods, you're paying what is the equivalent of either 200% difference in currency or an increase of 12,000 platinum for 18% damage. If we stay over here and we go from 15 to 18, like I noted previously, that is 20%. It's within margin of error. And remember, this is quote-unquote supposedly to be like the perfect ones. And smart people out there are gonna be like, well, you know, this is gonna update it, don't you worry. Except here's the problem. You buy a dead Riven mod and you roll it yourself, you're gonna be spending hours. You're not making 10,000 platinum rolling Rivens. All those videos out there are complete fucking lies. Let me Google this for a second. Kuva farming. Okay, Kuva farming. Don't pay attention to the usernames, okay? I don't want to start shit, but you guys are not making a gajillion Kuva farming, okay? A gajillion Kuva farming. The only way you're making a gajillion Kuva farming, and this is a fact, this is a simple fact, is if you double stack. Sorry, not double stack, but you know, you do the thing. Where is it? If you pick up the resource booster, and you also stack your, the other resource booster. What is it called? The one in the relay for the drops for arbitrations, assuming you're doing arbitrations, or you do this. This is not something that even like semi-core players are going to be doing, nor it's honestly functional. This is absolutely ridiculous. And the thing is, if you go over here, where's the Burston? Because this is the point I want to get to as well. Burston Prime, it's 135. You can get so much out of the Burston for 3,500 Kuva every roll, or you go to the Epitaph where you're paying this much money, and forget about the money even. But 3,500 Kuva for a .55 weapon? And you need the perfect roll. Remember this part. You need a perfect roll at B rank. Because Ravens are split, like usually in the community, between A, B, C rank. A rank means the maximum rolls, B rank means medium rolls, and C rank means, if we go over here, you know, like the lowest rolls. You need almost perfect rolls to make a difference. And even then, you just stick in a Hornet Strike, you know? You just stick in a Hornet Strike and you're like, okay, here's Hornet Strike. I don't need to spend any money. It's free. I mean, in the middle of fighting while shooting all over the place, this does nothing. Now, in the case of Ember, the more damage you do, the little damage increases are going to be exponential, of course. This is not a question. Usually have like around 300, give or take. Okay, this is how much damage I'm doing, blah blah blah. We go back to Riven. What is the average going to be on the uncharged direct hit? About 1,111. Hornet. The percentages should be similar. The percentage changes over here. Okay, 96 versus 11, I think it was like 113. Within margin of error, nothing changed. This is not something you're gonna be feeling, that like, because what, you're gonna shoot the enemy once? That once is not gonna kill it, especially against an enemy like Trax. And remember, I'm being generous with level 200, especially at 9999, you're not gonna feel it. They're not gonna feel it as well. So people in the market are selling multi-shots and all this kind of stuff, non-perfect rolls for 9,000, you're paying about 12,000% more than a simple Hornet Strike that already does the work that this is doing. I don't even know what to say honestly about that. I honestly have no idea what to say. What mat can I run here? Okay, let's say the real mod. We go with, what is it? Heat. We're gonna replace you. By simply replacing that, I got the same damage essentially, auto-replacing Hornet Strike. Let this sink in for another minute, okay? Let this also sink in for another minute. I need a borderline perfect rolled mod in order to borderline beat, okay? Like beatings Dad used to give, some good beatings. A Scorch. How much is a Scorch? And max out Scorch is 30, it's even cheaper. What? Should I do this? So people finally get the point as to why the Riven market is complete trash, with all these people trying to sell their outdated Riven mods since the first day it came out, and they're absolutely desperate because their wife and children might leave them? If we could just go here. 9,000 versus a 30 mod. It's almost 30,000% more. What are people doing? And here's the thing, someone is out there is gonna be like, well, you just use, you know, multi-shot to show your point. Okay, motherfucker, let's go, let's fight right now, let's fight, man, let's fight. I just replaced multi-shot. It's more damage, okay? It's more damage, because each bullet is gonna do status. The market in Riven mod is completely fucked. It's honestly ridiculous. And here's the thing. I like how I did this in the past, but I'm gonna do it again. In order to drive in the point as to, you know, between the Kuva farming, this farming, and that farming, they honestly made a huge mess out of Riven mods, and they don't want to fix it, but they'll mess around with Ember for some reason. If we go back here, this is usually the best value thing, other than getting the bonuses. You know, those are rare and it's all different situation, but let's go for this for example. So, About 4,000 platinum, let's be generous. Okay, let's say it's about $100, give or take, flat. $100. Okay. So 100 American dollars, right? Yeah, 4,000 divided by 100 American dollars. Plat value. Am I trying to crash the market? No, the market already crashed itself. They don't need my help. 100 USD equals... So far so good, so far so good. It's not that hard, okay. So we're averaging 40, right? That's what the math said. Yeah, we're averaging 40. Minimum wage. I'm going there, man. I'm going. Fuck the Riven market, honestly. And fuck the people, honestly, in the Riven market for rolling all the mods that actually reduce damage versus a Scorch. You guys are beyond embarrassing. You're the reason your parents ran away in the forest. America minimum wage in 2025. The minimum wage in the US, apparently in many places, it's $7.25. Wow, that is so low. How do you survive on that? I have no idea. Let's cut the difference and say the minimum wage in some civilized places is about $18. Okay? I have no idea how people live on minimum wage at 7 per hour. I have no idea. That's abuse at that point. But 100 American dollars equals to 4k plat, which is 40 platinum per dollar. Minimum wage is 15, so 40. Let's make sure there's no mistakes. You know, someone out there is gonna be like, well, you made a huge mistake there. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I guess my brain doesn't work today, so here, take this, motherfucker. And they're like, oh no, you found my weakness. Matt, 600 platinum. In an hour, a person can make 600 platinum. If we take the most functional mod we have, okay, the most functional mod we have, okay, this one. Okay, I'm gonna be fair and try to find, remember, if you go like status is technically better, but I'm gonna be a psychopath and go for the, oh look at this, the perfect roll, man. This is the perfect epitaph roll that increases your damage by less than 20% for 18,000% of its value, whoa. Okay, we're gonna be fair and go for the next one. Okay, we found something. I think this might be the best one. If we go with Scorch here, replace the Riven. Could I replace the multi-shot here? Sorry, not the multi-shot. Would status chance be better on this? Okay, critical damage is slightly higher. It's too close, man. It's too close, and status chance would actually be more like 55. They're all very similar. But putting in status chance in any of those places is technically more damage. Honestly, it is better, I think. Okay, these are way too similar, but my point is still breaking out of Hornet Strike or even Scorch is honestly a struggle, and you need like really good rolls. You need to at least be into perfect. It's very hard, and remember, I'm not even putting in the negative. Remember, you need to get lucky with the roll negative. You don't have a choice, you need to get lucky with that. If you don't, well, what can we do, man? I guess we're all stupid in life or something. But let's say you got lucky and you got this mod. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go even lower. I mean, remember, I'm being generous here. I'm not calculating the psychopaths out there and the math that they do. Riven equals to, let's just put this as 200 divided by 600. Because we're gonna see how many hours it takes to get this mod. I don't want doing this. Okay, divided by 600. You need about 2 hours to get this mod, right? 2 hours to buy. You need about minimum wage job for 2 hours to buy this mod. My question is it worth it to work a minimum job for 2 hours to buy a mod that increases your damage? And remember, we're not getting the perfect one, so these ones technically are slightly less damage, where it's barely comparable to Scorch, and or it's barely comparable to Hornet Strike, because of the Riven disposition. The perfect solution here would be for D to reduce the amount of Kuva weapons required. Sorry, not weapons, but if your disposition is low, based upon the weapon, the Kuva should be the same percentage. I think that's fair. I think that'll be the perfect balance. D, for some reason, locked it down into 3,500 Kuva. Let's say you work for 2 hours, you get 5 rolls. I honestly think the Riven market is a complete disaster and people just honestly don't know how to run the math on Rivens. Multi-shot, again, as I keep on saying this, multi-shot is not worth it. Multi-shot is bad. It's not good. People are just getting multi-shot. Some people will literally roll their Rivens over a good one to get multi-shot. And I honestly don't know what to say. I honestly have no idea. Now I know someone smart out there is gonna be like, yo bro, can you try something? I'm like, yes little homie, what do you want me to try? How about you do Toxin? Cold and Toxin? You know? And here's the thing, that's actually smart. 99% of the time on these low tier weapons, the solution here is to basically combine. If we take the Riven here, oh sorry, here. Okay, well hold on. If we do this, we at least have 2 slots open. We lose a lot of damage, but okay, for now this is it, okay? We're gonna stick in Hornet Strike. We're catching up. Here is like so open, man. It's like an open relationship. You can put literally anything and gain a buttload of damage. Here's the funny part, the mixed mods, again, they're barely breaking through. And the irony here is, once again, you can put in Galvanized Shot, okay? You can literally put in Galvanized Shot to make up for it. That's the irony. It isn't that... Yeah, actually you can put in Galvanized Shot. If we go back into putting just Toxin, it's within margin of error. But hey, at least you have a free slot to put in a damage. You know, you can do that. This is the funny part. Mixed mods, you know, that'll be a good solution. But the problem is you need status. Because remember, you're losing status on the other thing. You're losing status. If we go here, excellent mod by slacking status. Ironically enough, this is less damage because then I can't put in the other mod. I mean, if I actually do it, where's Riven? I think it was Augur, right? Yeah, okay, no, I was right again. It is very similar. It's doing a little bit of more damage, I think from like 80 to 89. Again, the thing is, like, you know, it's because I slotted in Galvanized Shot, that's it. And I recovered the damage here. Like, status would be definitely better. If I go with status right now, status chance, which apparently it's like similar. So it was like 80, 89, and now it's gonna be like what? Again, it's same. But I prefer status chance, because like status chance is gonna work much better, and the crit damage honestly is not gonna provide anything once compared to this. Again, diminishing returns and whatever you wanna talk about with percentage changes. This is the reason I always bitch and moan about Riven mods, because if we go to the market on Riven mods, people will literally roll over perfect Riven mods. They'll literally roll over them. Because, you know, right now I'm gonna be like, okay, I want cold, and Toxin. You know, I think it's my right to want this. There's only one, and because of the zoom. If we take away the zoom, we're back to 9,000. Again, terrible value. Terrible value for like 18%. Like, this is the problem. No matter how you look at it, the weapon, the combination that you're using, the setup on your epitaph, for example the epitaph, the combination that you're using, it's always gonna be within margin of error. The Riven is not doing enough, and basically you're going to be working for, at the very least, 2 hours in a minimum wage job to buy a shitty Riven that actually reduces your damage, which I think in today's economy is extremely unfair to money. If we go with something like the 9,000, you know, dollarinos, and we divide it by 600 for the hour, in some cases you have to work 2, 3, or maybe even 4 days in order to buy a Riven mod. Doesn't provide anything, you know, it doesn't provide anything. This mod is available, this mod is available, this mod is available. Pfft, is it worth it? Not even close. And again, I know the argument here, because people are gonna be like, well, you need to do the rolls. You're rolling this and that and this and that. You know, it's the rarity of the rolls, the combinations, because what is it? It's something like, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think it's more like... So, like, you have billions of chances of rolling something. I understand, but, you know, it's the same story as, what you call it? Arcane Energize, you know, it's the same story as this. It cost in the billions of platinum, 800. Where was it back in the day? Nowadays it's like 500, 600. Back in the day it was like thousands, 800, stuff like this. It doesn't matter if the, like, you know, improved chances. The funny part is, you get 4 of these, and like, because every single Warframe nowadays needs energy, there's some kind of energy mechanic into play. You get this, you constantly have Arcane Energize, and you can even use Blind Rage with no penalty. Arcane Energize is actually completely useless because it's only every 15 seconds. You know, maybe for a team, maybe, but this is how I see Rivens. Rivens are not in a good place because of galvanized mods, and they're barely scaling. This is not worth it. 9,000 platinum for this, 10,000 platinum for that. It's actually terrible. And again, I'm looking at the good ones. Remember, I'm looking at the good ones. If you look over here, 10,000 for something that actually reduces damage on average if it's not perfectly rolled, and it can't even outscale a Hornet Strike. You know, that is pretty sad, honestly. And it can't even compare to Galvanized Shot on the direct hit. I'm taking the worst case example, but if we go back here and we take something like the Burst and Prime that I showed previously, again, this basic math already shows you, Talon shows you like how terrible the situation is. And again, people will roll over good Riven mods for some stupid reason. They'll roll over good Riven mods because they're desperate for multi-shot. And multi-shot fucks you over. It's not good, because then my entire argument can be, okay, you did that, good, because you have extra chance of doing status. You know, I understand that, but that's it? You can increase the status. Why don't you increase the status? Doing 75% damage on each shot of status is better than doing one more bullet of 50% chance of status. It's better than that. We're already taking into account the crit and everything on the bullet. People will sometimes be like, oh no, the crit damage, the crit chance will roll extra, and I'm like, why are you calculating the base damage of the weapon alone? It doesn't make any sense, you know, you're just, you're pulling some real bullshit here, man. Shut the fuck up, honestly. And the funny part is, unfortunately, I made a huge mistake with the calculation on this mod. I shouldn't have picked up damage here. I should have picked up status chance. And, yeah, I should have stuck Serration here. It would have been better. Because the Epitaph... Sorry, not the Epitaph, where is it? The base crit on the Brown, for example, is 2.1. 2.1, that means out of the hammer shot, you are getting... Again, it's linear, it's not magical at all. It's basically less the... a Serration would actually add more damage, because you're increasing the total base damage. And then, of course, there's the entire debate about crit chance. You know, crit chance never has any diminishing returns. Crit damage does have diminishing returns, depending on how much crit you get. Because remember, multi-tiering your crit is much better than simply getting crit damage. You know, tripling your damage on a crit is much better than just doing a slightly more crit damage. It's a whole thing, but this is how it is. I mean, I could even right now show the Praedos in the situation with it, but like, this gets the point across, and why I always make fun of Riven mods. All these big clans, these people that sit on Riven mods. I mean, we're gonna go back to the Brahma for a second. The Brahma is hilarious. Because if you go to the most expensive ones, okay, and minus impact, no, please no, never take minus impact on, like, nowadays, especially when you get the free stabs. Projectile speed, it's like, the Brahma is already slow enough, you don't need less projectile speed, it's never gonna touch the enemy at that point, that's the funny part. We have multi-shot, critical damage, zoom, again, multi-shot here is useless, the Brahma is too low. The Brahma is too low on the score to do anything with multi-shot. This actually reduces damage. It's very good to get ironic enough status chance or base damage. Again, look at all these numbers. And people are charging ridiculous amounts of things. If you go here, it's been about a year. You know, if we go back to the math that I did for like minimum wage and stuff, think of it this way. If we... where is it? Just me complaining. Yeah, of course I'm gonna complain about Rivens, because they're so stupid. D really needs to do something about the Rivens, honestly. They really do. The Rivens are useless. The Rivens are pathetic. A Riven should not struggle at perfect roll in beating a Hornet Strike or a Scorch mod, okay? It shouldn't struggle to beat them on a perfect roll. And the most important part, it should not cost 3,500 Kuva to roll it. Because, for example, the Brahma, it's 0.6, right, or whatever. When are you gonna buff it? When are you guys gonna buff it to be respectable? 10 years? 20 years? What isn't the point of the Riven then? It doesn't do anything. In my case, at least I can, notch the arrow faster because I don't have critical delay, but that's about it. What does this add to the game? It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make any sense. And it's that they keep on saying, oh, we don't wanna like overpower weapons, so instead of nerfing them. D, please, shut the fuck up, honestly. Shut the fuck up, honestly, D. Shut the fuck up. Have some embarrassment for yourself. If I Google the Kuva Brahma right now, when did the Kuva Brahma come out? When did it come out? Like, please, D, stop lying to yourselves. When did it come out? The Kuva Brahma came out in... It took the 4 to 5 years. 4 to 5 years, okay? Some people have their children finish college and become doctors and save lives. And D's excuse is, we buffed the Brahma. I think they said this. Okay, it's 65. 65. It took the 4 years, 4 to 5 fucking years, where people are not paying, but apparently it's worth 11,000 platinum, figure that part out, in order to get a Riven mod that reduces damage overall. It actually does reduce damage overall. For what? 0.65 to what? It took you guys 4 to 5 years? It took you guys 4 to 5 years to update this weapon with a Riven after it was nerfed. What's the deal? Oh, but they don't want to make, the thing, they don't want people to go boom, 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 boom. Okay, then nerf the Kuva cost at least. Like, do something. This is pointless. I don't understand what your plan here is. I'm gonna die of an old age by the time... And here's the thing. All these weapons. Look at them. Look at them. There's so many weapons. They need to increase their Riven disposition, so they're good. Somewhat. And there's some weapons that actually need nerfing because of how strong they are, especially with the Incarnon. And these, like, don't worry, we'll figure it out. Dude, 4 to 5 years. This is embarrassing. You guys find time? You guys find time for Valkyr to nerf her into the ground, but you don't have time to fix this? 3,500 Kuva to roll a Kuva Brahma Riven that is, in my case, not struggle because I got utility with it, so I can notch the arrows faster and plus I have 10% more crit chance. But this is it? This is what you guys accomplished? It took you 4 to 5 years, and look at the Compressor Prime. If people are wondering why the Compressor Prime Riven mods are basically like, Compressor Prime comes out and nobody's using them, nobody even tried to get one, and they're dirt cheap still in the market, is because it's 0.5. Who's gonna use a Riven mod on this? What is it gonna do? I don't understand. I literally don't understand. I don't understand what it does. But hey, it's here. And the Epitaph Prime is 0.55. When is they gonna update this? I'm sorry to say this, but the Riven market is complete trash because of stuff like this. Multi-shot is useless. Anything that amps up already the galvanized shot is gonna be, much better, but nobody sells those. In fact, people roll over the good ones for no reason. And the market is basically borked from the old days, so people don't know the value of the actual Riven in current market. And we do the minimum wage conversion, increase Riven mod capacity by 3. Okay, so each Riven space is worth 20 platinum. If we go back here into the math that I did with minimum wage, yeah, 40 platinum per dollar. I should also put a little P here. Get a little P. The thing is, you guys are losing money. You guys are losing money over, like, where is it? By the way, you know what is funny? Again, as I noted this, in Riven Market here, I don't know if I can find it right now. There was a Brahma person. They were selling a Brahma for like ridiculous amounts of money. And like, they keep on relisting it over here, pretending as if it's new and getting sold. If you go over here, they were over here. That's the funny part. The Riven mod was here for over a year or multiple. This means some people actually remove their Riven mod and put them back on to pretend it's fresh, in the market as if it's being sold and whatever. And because the Warframe market, they don't have any system to tag a person and be like, hey, this is the same Riven mod. You just took it off and back on to pretend, that you listed it like 7 days ago, which is not the case. Forever Prime that actually has a Riven that actually does less damage. Congratulations. But that's not the funny part. You sometimes find people with their username here as well that has been online for several years. This mod is ancient, since the days of the Brahma. And they're trying to sell it for like 10,000 platinum. But like, who is using it, man? Who is using it other than me? You know, I'm the only Ember player with a Brahma in the entire game. Literally, I'm less than the 50, like out of 50 people, with a 20 or 30 that strip dance with Ember and goon all over the place. I think I'm the only one playing the game. So who are you selling these to? I'm the literal only market for it, and I'm not gonna buy this trash. You guys are literally losing money. You guys are losing money. If I can find the one that has been online for years. There was one, I found this very funny. It was online for years. It was... Dude, shut the fuck up. You guys are not 17 days. Stop relisting them, honestly, with your clan. With the Mine's projectile speed, this one has been... like, they've been trying to sell this mod for 3 years. 3 years! If we take the minimum wage to the 40 platinum value, that inventory space that is being occupied, you're not burning money, but you're wasting space value money. I know it's digital. I know this game is digital, so it's not actual money that you're losing. I know that. I know it's not actual money that you're losing. It's digital. It's like a digital space you keep in, but it's a slot. It's a 20 platinum slot that is being occupied by a mod that has no value. Isn't it better to sell it for a few hundred? And I'm not exaggerating, I'm not trying to be mean, but you have a dead mod here for the Brahma, considering how slow the Brahma is. Dude, what are you doing? You're burning a slot of 20 platinum for 3 years, for 6,500. What are you trying to do here? I don't understand. Do you use the Brahma? I don't think so. And you're definitely not a collector, because it's not the best kind. So what are you doing here? This is it. This is why I completely make fun of all these people selling Riven mods and like content creators and all this kind of stuff, and especially Redditors that up till today say multi-shot on everything. If you're a doctor, a young guy going to school, college, university, a construction worker, a nurse, a doctor, whatever, people like that don't have any fault, because big-mouthed assholes on the internet, on YouTube, the irony is not lost on me, but those people are like, hey, this is how you roll a mod, this is how you do it. No, those people literally don't know anything. They literally are the worst. Like, I don't understand where this is coming from. Why are you guys trying to do math when you don't know how to math in the first place? You're burning slots on Riven mods that nobody's gonna buy instead of selling it for a few hundred. Maybe know the Riven disposition first of the mod and why it's not selling and all that kind of stuff, you know? Maybe that's important. Maybe do a little bit of math to know if you have a good Riven that is worth a lot. Because some people will actually notice that. Guess what? If you have a really good Riven that actually doesn't lose any damage on the weapon, on the build, maybe spend a few hours testing the build to see, guess what? You can actually sell it for a few thousand. Because people like me are not gonna buy this for a few thousand. Not at all. And the funny part is, the little story that I think I tried to say a few times, but I always got distracted. If we go for the Kuva Brahma, 1,500 platinum basically for a 2 weapon, okay, and multi-shot. Oh my god, may God protect me from these multi-shots. You guys are stupid, all of you. Oh my god, multi-shot. Stick that multi-shot up your ass in both of your holes. And this is not a joke. A person had the Brahma, my Brahma Riven, you know, this is not a joke. The person had it on sale for I think 1,000. And here's the funny part, There were a whole bunch of people flipping Brahmas because of me. There were a bunch of people over here. If I go with damage, I don't know if I'm gonna see the person, mind you. Damage. This is not a joke. I don't know if I can remember their name. But there was one person that had the mod for sale for like 3,000... Sorry, not 3,000 platinum. For like several hundred, I think? I think almost like 900 or something. I don't know. Someone bought it. Don't remember which one it was. But someone bought it. And then they tried to flip it for a few thousand. Because of me. Someone bought that Riven and then try to flip it because of me, because who else was playing the Brahma for a few thousand? And then a person over here, ancient Brahma mod, that is, I think it was like 3 or 4 years old. The person was selling it, I think for about 1,000 or something. They come back to Warframe out of pure luck. They come for Warframe, and they were like trying to sell it for under 400, and I just bought that. And then the person who was trying to flip the Brahma Riven, because of me, they actually PM'd me inside the game. And they were like, hey, I'm curious. I heard you want a Riven mod for your Brahma. Are you interested? And I recognize them because of their name, and I'm like, no. I swear, I could feel the disdain in their reply. They're like, oh, really? How come you don't want a Riven mod now, out of all the times? I put them on a block list, by the way. But this is my point. By the way, I love how there's that one user, which, like, I think if you go to their page or something, they have a comment here. I don't know where you put the comment. There's a comment somewhere over here, and they're like, multi-shot increases the amount of status, chance, and crits you can do. Dude, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Please shut up. I don't know if I can find them. Not this person, not negotiable. Also, I'd really appreciate if somebody is selling a Riven to actually say if something is negotiable with them or not. I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, I don't know if somebody casually is looking. They're basically a person who made like a comment. I don't know if over here or their main account, and they're like, hey, multi-shot increases the amount of damage you do and stuff like this, and they clearly didn't even bother running math at all. That is my long rant about Warframe and the Riven market, and why I always make fun of all those people. I know it sounds mean, but honestly, wow, what can I say, man? Because honestly it become too much. The fact alone that nobody noticed the right Riven mods for the Epitaph is honestly fucking amazing. It's amazing that 4 years, it takes the 4 years to buff the Brahma from a 0.6, where is it? From a 0.6 to a 0.65? It's amazing the community doesn't realize how to roll Rivens. I don't know how the community is this bad. The community is still... The community will literally make fun of people. And they're like, yo, old man, welcome to the future. We're not in 2018 anymore, 16. You don't know how to mod weapons. Guys, shut the fuck up. You guys don't know how to roll a Riven. How the fuck are you still picking up multi-shot? I have no fucking idea. As soon as you drop multi-shot... I mean, of course there's a multi-shot. Don't make me look bad, man. As soon as you drop multi-shot, look how much... Like, you'd get more damage and look how much cheaper they are. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. But yeah, whatever. Was it? Oh my god, I think I just saw their username. Okay, I'm not gonna look. Oh my god, they actually... Wow, they're selling at a loss, their Riven. Wow. Holy shit, man. Maybe next time don't try rolling your Riven, man, and trying to sell it to me, because I...